Hey guys, what is up? It is me, Pagey, here once again with another video on The Flash, or as it's more commonly referred to nowadays, The Flash, Season 6, and this is going to be my trailer breakdown for episode 12 for this season. We are a dozen episodes through, and this episode is otherwise entitled A Girl Named Sue, which is obviously a play on the Johnny Cash song of A Boy Named Sue, but let's stop me talking like an idiot. Let's watch the trailer.
Someone else on the other side of that mirror, another me. There has got to be a way out of here.
There's no telling what could happen.
The Flash, new episode next Tuesday at 8/7 Central, only on the CW.
So last episode was definitely one of the, I guess, cheesier episodes in the Flash history, with definitely one of the weirder third acts where we had two metahuman gang leaders getting it on after a flower was burned and the pollen sort of spread and hit them, and then Goldface said Daddy likes the metal, or Daddy loves the metal, whatever it was. As I said in my reviews today, it's in the Tinder bio. Still no hits. I think there's some other issues that are affecting the hits rather than the actual bio. But yeah, interesting episode. But of course, towards the end we had obviously us seeing that the Iris we were with the entire episode was, of course, unsurprisingly, not our real Iris. It's a different Iris, and we'll get into that in a second. And the real Iris is still stuck in the mirror that she got sucked into in episode 10, might I say, right at the end of that episode. And then, of course, we had Nash seeing Harry Wells. So there was some confusion whether it was Harry Wells or maybe, Eobard. It seems to be Harry. I think a lot of people are under the, agreement or, that it's Harry, but, it could be Eobard walking. I have no idea. But, yeah, that's pretty much what happened in the episode leading into this episode that we're going to go over the trailer for, if that's English, in a second. But, of course, they did release the synopsis or description for this episode, like, last week, I think it was, which does give us a bit more, actually a lot more, to the episode than it's actually in the trailer. The trailer actually doesn't really show that much. So I'll go over that synopsis in a second, but of course throughout the video, be sure to let me know your various opinions and thoughts in the comment section down below. What are you looking forward to most in this episode, going off the synopsis and the trailer? And do you have any theories going into it as well, based off either the episode we just watched yesterday or even the trailer? Let me know all of that in the comment section down below. And of course, if you're going to enjoy the video, it would be awesome if you could drop a like on it to show your support and excitement for what's to come. After months of searching for Sue Dearborn, Ralph gets a lead on her whereabouts and finally comes face to face with his missing client. However, Sue refuses to return home to her family and instead takes Ralph on a daring adventure. Iris faces a new challenge while Barry considers a potentially dangerous request from a trusted source. So we actually do start the trailer off by seeing the exact same stuff from the end of last episode with the, I guess the quote-unquote fake Iris, or quote-unquote mirror world replicant Iris. That's a bit too many words, I think. I think we might need to narrow down, what to call her. Maybe like Mirror Iris or something like that. If you have any suggestions, let me know in the comment section down below, because I don't know how long I'm going to be dealing with this version of Iris. She could be with us for the next handful of episodes. We're going to have to figure out a name. I think Mirror World Replicant Iris is too much of a mouthful. Fake Iris seems like a bit of a shady diss. Mirror Iris sounds sort of pretty. I don't know. Mirror Iris? Mariris? There we go. Mariris. We figured it out. Get that trending. Hashtag Mariris on Twitter. We figured it out. But you do see the mirror change from Barry and Iris' apartment that the real Iris is seeing to the reflection of Eva's office. So does the fake Iris, or Mariris, decide what she gets to see? Or is it only when the fake Iris or Mariris looks into a mirror, our real Iris can see what's going on? I'm interested to see how that works. I think it'd be a bit too weird if she could just control it. Maybe that's a bit too much. But then again, was that the first time she was able to see through the mirror at that point when she was like, haha, look, I'm hugging your husband. Are you jealous? Hopefully, I'm not going to say hopefully they explain that. I'm just intrigued to see if they explain that. I don't think it's that big of a thing that they have to explain, but I am curious. So I'm weird like that. I get curious over the weirdest things, and that's just one thing I'm sort of curious about. But we do get like a quick shot of the real Iris meeting Eva McCulloch in the, the mirror world or mirror dimension, whatever you want to call it. And she's looking pretty disheveled. She doesn't look like she's all there. Well, not all there, but she looks like she's been in there for a while. I don't want to say she's gone crazy, but she might have gone a bit wacko, maybe a bit cuckoo. She's been in there for a while, but she looks a bit stressed out. Like, oh God, like, Iris, mate, I've been here for so long. I've got a friend. And Iris is like, No, you're crazy. I don't know. Maybe they might be best friends. Who knows? But Eva does have a shard of a mirror. It's almost like Dumbledore or Sirius Black from Harry Potter. Is that a good reference to use? Is that a good hip reference to use? I have no idea. But I wonder what she can see on the other side of that mirror. Like if she look on the other side of it, like if she looks into the mirror, what does she see? Like it wouldn't surprise me if that's maybe a big reveal, whether it be towards the end of the episode or in a later episode or something like that, or it's just important to the storyline. Maybe it's something deeper and darker to do with Black Hole. Like, where's this mirror shard from? Was there a broken mirror in her office? Is there a broken mirror in this mirror dimension, mirror world thing? I think that's going to play an important role. Or maybe it has something to do when she got her powers, because from what I know, this episode, it might be this episode, and it wouldn't surprise me if it's episode, or maybe next episode. I think we're going to get flashbacks with Eva, because there was a trailer that released the night of the final Crisis parts, which had like the next handful of episodes for the Flash, and it showed Eva watching the news report of the particle accelerator incident when it was about to go. So I think she gets her powers from the particle accelerator incident, and maybe that mirror she crashes into, maybe she gets cut by it, and that's how the powers sort of how she gets like the specific Mirror Master powers. I'd assume that's what that mirror is about. But then, could she bring it into the mirror dimension? I guess if she got dragged in or sucked in and she was holding it, it would come in with her. I think they'll explain it this episode. I think there might be a lot more going on in this episode than we think. But if they do flashbacks, it would arguably be like maybe like two scenes. Like her getting the powers at the particle accelerator incident, and then maybe how she got in here. I think that might be all they do there. But I don't know. Maybe she's been in there since the particle accelerator incident. Maybe she's been in there for 6 years. That'd be crazy. I don't know if they actually showed on those news articles from episode 10 when she went missing. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see. I don't know how long she's been gone for. Now Nash does seem to be in like some sort of like storage area. Maybe it's the Star Labs archives underneath Star Labs, or just an area similar to that. You would think he would be following up on his whole like vision of Harry at the end of last episode. You know, what's happening there exactly. I did hear like a lot of people say this, and I am sort of in agreement with them that maybe he's sort of being, I'm not saying it's ghosts, but I'm saying it's similar to this, where he's sort of being like haunted by the thoughts of the Welleses that came before him, because obviously there's been that thing from Cisco in episode 10, even Frost accidentally brought it up last episode, about how he was the Wells to land on Earth Prime and stuff like that. Now, this could be like sort of similar to Alice and Beth from Batwoman, if you're watching that show, where essentially they're sort of fighting for, like, both of them can't exist on the same Earth, so they're sort of going crazy and they have to fight for the existence. But because the other Welleses are gone, he isn't necessarily fighting them because they're not there, you know, to be the one that exists, but is instead sort of being haunted by them. But it's not necessarily them coming as like ghosts, it's more himself that's like imagining them and everything like that. Now, episode 15 of this season is called The Exorcism of Nash Wells. So that could be the episode where they lead from here up to that episode, and then maybe they erase and clear those other Welleses from his mind, if you could say that. I'm intrigued to see what they do there, because I wasn't expecting Harry to randomly show up in Jitters, even though it was a vision. And I'm sort of intrigued to see where they go with that. Now, the synopsis does talk about Barry considering a potentially dangerous request from a trusted source, who is most likely the fake Iris or Moriris he is now with. I am interested to see what the fake Iris or Moriris attempts to do in this episode, and whether she cares about the well-being of Barry. Been saying Iris or Moriris too much. I'm getting Iris on the brain. But yeah, the well-being of Barry, or if he's expendable, for her cause. As there is a possibility where she might be able to sense if the real version of Iris is getting close to making a breakthrough, maybe getting out. So I wonder if she sees Barry as expendable. Once again, intrigued. Now, Sue Dearborn and Ralph are in this episode, but there's nothing, absolutely nothing, or nothing clear in the trailer at least, for their story, which is crazy considering the title of the episode is A Girl Named Sue. But that gang of dudes in the trailer is most likely connected to Sue and Ralph's story in this episode. Maybe even that explosion as well in that trailer, which could be also connected to Nash's story. It's hard to be 100% sure, but it could be connected to Sue and Ralph. They did release a description for the Sue character though, which I will read out right now. Possessing a fierce intelligence and a spitfire personality, Sue Dearborn is the daughter to one of Central City's most wealthy families. But there's much more to Sue than just the socialite reputation that always precedes her, which Master Detective Ralph will discover when they finally meet later during Season 6. So this gives you a good idea of sort of what to expect from Sue in some regards. Now, they did release some promo images for this episode that have Sue and Ralph, so I'll quickly scroll through them. And, I think it's going to be fun to see this friendship and relationship grow. If you don't know, Sue becomes the future Sue Dibney, and Sue and Ralph Dibney are seen as like one of the strongest couples within the DC universe in the comics, so I'm interested to see how they portray them on the show. And I'm just interested to see how they use Sue on the show as well. And also, they did release some promo images along with this with some better looks at Iris working with Eva McCulloch. So yeah, and I'll quickly show you some of those as we end off the video. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Hopefully it wasn't too crazy and zany. But if you enjoyed it, it would be awesome if you could drop a like on it to show support. Let me know in the comments section down below your various opinions on the trailer, the synopsis, the promo images, any info on this episode, and what you're looking forward to the most. Any theories you have, let me know all of that in the comments section down below. And yeah, if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe, and I'll catch you guys later. Goodbye.